All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our third lesson in our volume unit. Last night's homework was focused on finding the volume of rectangular prisms. Tonight's homework is finding the volume of triangular prisms. So hopefully just within the titles you can recognize that the difference is the shape. So just like last night's homework we had rectangular prisms, tonight we'll be finding the volume of triangular prisms. So in order for us to begin, we have a triangular prism uses the same formula, volume equals the area of the base times the height. However, because the base is actually a triangle, instead of finding the area by multiplying the base times height, we need to find the area of base times height, then divide it by 2. So that part's going to be really important. We start by practicing finding the area of triangles. So remember, the area of a triangle, we multiply the base times the height and divide by 2. The height of a triangle is from the very tallest point. If you were to drop that straight down, that would be your height. So for this first question, we write down our formula. We plug in the numbers. So if the base is 14, the height is 7. If this is 7, that means this is 7. So our height's 7. Then we divide by 2, our area equals 49 square feet. And then you have 3 questions that are similar to that. Our next example is shading the base of each of the figures below and labeling the height of the figure and the height of the triangular base. So we do have 2 different heights here. The first one is the height of the actual triangular prism. So we would label that as such. So this would be the height of the triangular prism. This other height over here is the height of the triangular base. And then, of course, we also have the base of the triangle. We do the same thing for the next triangle. Here we have the height of the overall triangular prism. But we also have the height of the triangle base. I'm just going to put a triangle there for lack of room. And then we also have the base of the triangle. Okay, so here it's important to recognize that these triangular prisms have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. So once you find once you find the area of the base, all you need to do is multiply it by the height. The dimension that you hadn't used yet. So we use all of these dimensions for multiplying the area of the base, and then the other dimension we'll use for multiplying to find the overall volume. So in this question down here, our instructions say find the volume of the triangular prism below, use the chart to show your steps. So first we need to find the area of our base. So our formula is the area of the base equals the base times height divided by 2. Once we find the area of our base, we multiply it by the height, and that gives us our volume. So here we have a triangular prism, which means that the base is a triangle. So if I multiply the base times the height, the base being 4, the height being 3.5, I'd multiply those and divide by 2, which gives me 7. 4 times 3.5 is 14, divided by 2 is 7. So then I'd multiply 7, the area of the base, times the height of the triangular prism, which is right here. Okay, so 7 times 7 is 49. So the volume of our triangular prism is 49 cubic feet. Remember, we put a 3 here, showing that it's a 1, 2, 3-dimensional shape. So we need to include the 3 as our exponent. Looking at our second page briefly. So remember that a prism is named by the shape of the base, which are the two faces that do not intersect. So here I shaded in the two bases. Again, I'd find the area of these two bases, then I'd multiply it by the height to find the overall volume. So here, with this triangle, I have a base of 8 centimeters. Okay, some of you are getting a little confused on what the base is. If we see this triangle and we have a right angle right here, okay, the right angle tells me that this line goes directly up and down, which means that it's my height. That also means that this line right here is the base. The longest part in a triangle is called the hypotenuse, right here. We don't need that measurement in order to find the area of the base. So don't use 10 centimeters for the area of the base, because that's actually the hypotenuse. Our base is here, our height is here, so we would multiply 8 centimeters times 6 centimeters, which is 48, and divide by 2, which gives me 24. So the area of this base is 24. Then all I have to do is multiply it by the height, which is 7. Okay, I haven't used that dimension for this rectangle. So this dimension is my height, showing how far it is to connect these two bases. So that's my height. 7, so 24 times 7 is 168 cubic centimeters. Don't forget the cubic centimeters. Make sure to include your unit for each of these questions. Otherwise, we have no idea what type of measurement we're talking about. So don't forget that tip. Good luck, and we will answer any questions tomorrow.